Hello everybody and welcome back to Gaming on Caffeine. My name is Isaac and we are back with a brand new series on a not so brand new mod pack. This is BlastOff, which actually came out a few months ago now, and I actually played a few months ago now on the channel. I did about 10 episodes worth when this pack originally came out, and then I stopped making videos on it. And the reason why I stopped making videos on it back when it originally came out is because it was updating all the time. It was like constantly being updated. Every time I went to record an episode, the pack had changed, the quests had changed, the items had changed. I had to fix a bunch of stuff. It was a real pain in the backside to try and get this thing to work, but a few months down the line, the pack has undergone a ton of changes. Number one, which you probably already have noticed, is the base. It's had like a full redoing. It looks very different now. The pack is a lot more stable. It isn't going through so many changes like every couple of days, which is pretty cool. And I really liked this pack when I played it the first time around. The mechanics seemed cool. The quests seemed really well done. And I really wanted to play more of it. It just kept updating and was really hard to play. Thankfully, that has all changed, and it should now be pretty good and pretty fun. So we're going to start again, and hopefully this time around, we will finish this pack. So it is a HQM pack for those who haven't seen it before.
Greetings.
I'm going to skip that. There's a little like intro section here. You can read through this if you want. It's very long. It's a nice bit of backstory, but I'm not going to read it just yet. We're going to go ahead and jump straight in with getting started, which is this quest up here. This one is only for people on servers. We are not on a server. We are playing this single player. So all we need to do is grab an electric bow and a paper sword, both of which happen to be within this improved chest. So we can take that and that. We also have some armor, which is pretty cool. I'm not going to place this on just yet, and I'll go over why I'm not going to put those on in a second. We also have a bunch of backup quest books. We have some food journals, some food, and some arrows, all of which are very nice, as well as this engineering diary from Eureka, which I don't have a clue what that is for, but it looks kind of interesting, and hopefully we'll see what that's about a little bit later on down the line. But for now, we will manually submit, and then we get the choice of either of these two energy cells. Now, as far as I'm aware, I don't think there's actually any difference between these, apart from the fact that this one is empty and this one is full. So I'm going to take the full one. But I don't know. I've always taken the full one. I just assume the other one is empty and kind of pointless. And from that, we get a bunch of camel packs. We're going to put those on. Those are from Enviromine. Enviromine adds those 4 little bars in the bottom left and bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Going from left to right, we have hydration. We have temperature and hydration on the left. And then on the right, we have sanity. And I think that's like oxygen levels, if I'm not mistaken. And we have to keep all of these balanced. We have to keep all of these in the right places. Otherwise, bad things start happening. For instance, on the left, with the temperature, if the temperature gets too hot or too cold, I think it's if we go below 35 degrees or above 39, we get hypothermia or heat exhaustion. We start walking really slowly. We get like mining fatigue, weakness, and the game becomes a lot harder. Again, with hydration, we get weakness when we get really low. We start walking really slowly. Our FOV gets all messed up. So we got to keep all of those up. And to keep those up, to keep hydration up, we can have the camel pack that's going to slowly drip water into us. We can fill these up as time goes on, but to start with, we actually don't have any water, so we do have to go ahead and rely on those. And then sanity goes down when you see things like mobs. Also, just being here alone, I think, decreases our sanity. But there are ways that we can get that up a little bit later on down the line as well. And also, if we walk up towards this torch, you'll see that the Enviromine little heat symbol in the bottom left for temperature went red, which means that our temperature is on the rise as opposed to falling. Because if we go over here, we are in like a snow biome. If I press F3, we are in a frozen ocean biome. So basically, it's cold here just all the time, and every so often we do have to walk kind of over to this torch, or have a bucket of lava in our inventory, which hopefully we will have by the end of this episode, to keep us nice and warm. Now, another really important thing that we got from that quest is this guy here, the Sapling Storage, which goes inside this little contraption over here, which is the Applied Energistics Spatial Storage System. Now, before we put it into this spatial I/O port, actually we can go ahead and put it in there. Before we press the button, if we go up through this little elevator in open blocks, you'll see we have a second floor. We have this little space here made using spatial pylons, and this is where all of the spatial storage disks are going to appear. So all of the space that's stored within those disks is going to reappear up here once we stick them in the spatial I/O port and press the button. Boom. Now, it's going to use power from, I think, either this energy acceptor or there might be an energy cell inside it somewhere. But there is power somewhere. And we can either keep it up using the generator here, so we can throw like wood in on and stuff like that, or we can use our cell right here, which we might have to use a little bit later on down the line. But for now, look look at this. We have some saplings, we have a watering can, and also we have this this fish oil. I think this used to be water. It does give you a regeneration effect, which is kind of cool. But I think the way we have to start this, if we look in the quest book, the next quest is, well, we have two. We have dungeons and we have getting wood. Dungeons says, it seems that the bomb shelters that were supposed to protect people are now ruins inhabited by monsters. Perhaps I could salvage something from there. There might be some glowstone down there. I hope. Now, I'm going to try as best I can to remember to read all of these little sections here, because this mod pack has a lot of tweaking. And by that I mean a lot of things that are in like other mod packs or even in vanilla Minecraft have been changed, and they're not how you would expect them to work. So you do have to read up, you have to make sure you know what you're doing in order to complete a quest, otherwise you're going to be stuck and it's going to be a real pain in the backside. I know this firsthand. Last time we did this pack, I got a ton of stuff wrong and took forever doing some simple things because I didn't read the quests. Would highly recommend you read these quests. They're also very well written as well, which is kind of good. This one is fairly simple though. It basically says, get some wood. And for that, we need to go ahead and grow some trees, and we can do that using this watering can. So if we just go ahead and right click like this, basically what the watering can does is it speeds up the growth ticks of the plants that are around it. So if we just wait here like this, oh wow, we got some flowers as well, which is pretty nice. Would have preferred if that had been a dandelion, because one of the next quests is to grab a dandelion, but that's fine. If we just wait here for a little while. Okay, so that took a lot longer than I thought it would. I did end up breaking the drying rack in the middle there. I have no idea if that was in some way obstructing this, or if because there's such big trees, they were just having trouble getting to grow in this space. I'm not too sure, but we can go ahead and start breaking these. And I'm not going to quite break all of the wood yet, because we do have Ex Nihilo installed, which means we can go ahead and get a Krug, which is going to increase our chances of getting saplings from this tree as well, which is going to be pretty useful in just a second. We also have Tinker's Construct, so we can go ahead and make a crafting station and stick that down right about there for now. Let's quickly grab the second log and get a crook up and running. And then I think we're probably going to have to go away again and just do this a bunch of times, because I'm fairly certain, if memory serves me right, that we need a lot of wood to get started early on in this mod pack. But we'll grab ourselves a crook, and we can go ahead and start doing something like this. And we should start to see some leaves fairly early on, at least I hope. Okay, so let's have a look here. We need 4 oak planks. We can do that fairly easily. Boom, boom, and boom. And now we get a choice of, well, we're going to get for sure some bone meal, some birch saplings, some leaves, cider, and a crucible. But the option is between Stabby Stabber or Turbo Axe, which is just basically a lumber axe or a enchanted sword. Now, both could be useful. The enchanted sword would be useful because there are a lot of mobs outside. The mobs are very hostile, very mean, very strong, and in some cases, like, extremely strong and, like, invisible and can jump around, and they are just terrifying. But, at the same time, the turbo axe makes cutting down wood so much easier and so much quicker. Because we need so much of it, I'm going to go ahead and take the turbo axe this time. And we also already have a sword with 6 attack damage, which is pretty nice. Can we make normal swords? Sword, The only reason I ask is because I know for certain... Oh, we can. Okay, cool. I know for certain that we can't make normal pickaxes. If you see here, it says this tool cannot mine anything. It can only be used for crafting. So all of the vanilla pickaxes cannot be used. Instead, we have to make Tinker's pickaxes, which is why I thought maybe we couldn't make normal swords. But it turns out we can. And if we look over here, the next quest, which is staying warm, which gets us that bucket of lava I was talking about, requires 16 oak wood. If we look up here at sanity, it says, being alone in this ravaged land makes me a little insane. However, being near flowers seems to make it better. Time to mash up some saplings into flowers. So this is one of the ways that we are going to get our sanity levels up, is using flowers. And to do that, we need 16 saplings. So, to progress here, we pretty much need... we need a dandelion there, which I think we can... We don't have one. We got 2 roses, which is a real pain. But if we use some of our newfound bone meal here, we should be able to get some flowers. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Look at that. First try. We also have Craft installed, which is the mod that I haven't played with in such a long time. I think, like, not BlastOff, Crash Landing was the last time I used Craft. So I'm really excited to jump back in and see what's new there. I'll just see what we didn't play with, because we didn't get very far into Craft in Crash Landing. But for now, we can go ahead and hand that in and claim either a lit Davy lamp or an unlit Davy lamp. I'm not sure what the difference is here, but I'll claim this one. Doesn't look like it actually increases our temperature, so for now I'll just stick it down like there, just to, I guess, provide light. But it looks like in order to progress from now on, we actually need to go ahead and either make some hammers, but we don't have any cobblestone yet, so we can't do that, or just get a bunch of wood. So I'm going to go away, guys. I'm going to do this just like a bunch more times until we have enough wood to make ourselves that bucket of lava and enough leaves to go ahead and get those flowers. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so a lot of time with the watering can later, and we don't quite have enough saplings, but we do have more than enough wood to progress on here. Now, I moved the torch upstairs because our temperature was getting a little low, and I used to keep it up. However, quick warning, the torch does burn anything around it, so if you put down any wood, or if you grow a tree, for instance, it will set it on fire, so bear that in mind. But if we go ahead and look in here, we can go ahead and complete the quest, staying warm, and we get a choice of either normal mushrooms, red mushrooms, or mycelium. Now, I'm going to take mycelium, because I think it's going to be the most useful of the three here. There we go. I think we could probably use this to make ourselves some soul sand later on. Possibly, hopefully. I hope it's going to prove to be more useful than the mushrooms, which I think were just supposed to be like a short-term food solution. But for now, we can go ahead and walk around with our lava bucket as well, instead of using the torch, which is pretty nice. You'll see if we move away from the torch, we stay warm with the lava bucket on our hotbar. And then if we move it into our inventory, we cool down. Don't ask how it works, it just does. Now, I also noticed that the day has just finished, so we can go outside and hopefully that spider's not hostile. It's not. We can go outside and pick up the looted remains of the zombies running around last night. So these could actually come in really useful, and I'll show you why in just a second. We'll take you. Bones would also be nice, but it looks like there aren't any bones around. And this also kind of gives me a good time to explain how this pack really works, because I'm going to go back inside to explain it, though, because it's scary outside. Because although we have... Oh, jeez, I thought it was like a zombie there. Because we have Ex Nihilo installed, usually what would happen is we would get our stuff, we'd make a sieve, we'd start sieving through sand, gravel, and clay, and then we'd use that stuff to make things like ingots, redstone, lapis, diamonds, etc., etc., and that is how we would make things progress and do stuff like that. This pack is pretty different. In this pack, we have to go outside, venture into this horribly wild world, and let me quickly kill this zombie, because I think there is a quest that we need to use to kill zombies. Oh my goodness, no. Okay, we died. It's also, you see, it's very hard out here. There are creepers as well. It's a very hard pack, but we have to go out. We have to mine the ores in those spires in order to actually go ahead and progress and get things like iron, copper, tin, redstone, diamonds, etc., etc., which is kind of cool. I'm going to quickly steal your brains, if you don't mind. Nice and fresh off the old head there. Let's take our grave back real quick, get all our stuff. So yeah, that's how we go and get most of our stuff. I didn't really explain how we get around the base here. We have these elevator blocks, but we also have this travel anchors, these travel anchors here. And the way these work is if you just stand on them, you can look at any other travel anchor in the world, jump, and you get teleported towards it. There are 4 down here, and there are 4 up on the roof, so you can kind of teleport up and take a quick look at like what the mob situation is like without walking through these Carpenter's blocks garage doors, which they look cool. I like these. They kind of go up and down, and we have these invisible pressure plates that only we can walk on, but they're not very safe. You saw just then, we can have zombies just stood right outside these doors waiting to attack us, so the rooftop ones can be a bit more safe if you just want to kind of get a good idea of what's going on outside. But we're getting a little bit off topic here. Let's take a look in our quest book and see what the next thing in the quest line is. It's this guy over here, Bone Tools. This thing wants us to make a bunch of tinker stuff. We need a stencil table, a blank pattern, a tool station, and a part builder. We don't have a lot of wood, but we might have enough to actually get this done. So we could start by making ourselves some sticks, get some blank patterns going. I hope this makes us 4. It does. In some packs, that only makes you 1, which is why I questioned that there. We'll do that. We'll do that. I think we then need a crafting table, and I don't think the quest wanted a pattern chest, so we'll take you, and we're done. We need now to make an actual bone pickaxe. Okay, so let's set these down somewhere. We'll find a place to put these real quick. I'm thinking kind of like maybe just over here. We'll go stencil table, tool station, part builder maybe? Sure. We can put the tool forge down, and maybe go to pattern chest as well if we decide to make it a little bit later on down the line once we have enough wood. But what we're going to need to make the pickaxe is we're going to need a tool rod, and then we're also going to need a pickaxe head and a tool binding. So we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll get ourselves some more blank patterns, stick those in there, we'll get the binding pattern, and we'll get ourselves the head pattern. And now what we need to do is we need to make a bone pickaxe. And now, having played with Tinkers recently, I think what we can do is actually use bone meal instead of using actual bones. So if I do this, Oh yeah, we get ourselves a bone rod, and I didn't use any of our bone meal for making the trees grow either, because I didn't think it was going to work, and I thought there would be a better use for our bone meal, and hopefully this works as well. It does. We will take all of those and combine them up in the tool station under the pickaxe section. Boom, boom, and wow, they never go in the right way. No matter how you try and shift click those in, they never go in the right way. But we get ourselves a bone pickaxe. Nice. And if we head back into our little quest book here. Oh, come on now. Really? You're gonna really? We didn't like do the little manual detect whilst we had all the parts, so we have to quickly waste a bit more bone meal here, get the parts, then claim the reward. Oh, that's mean. That is mean, but that's fine. We'll take our tool forge here and we'll stick it down there. For now, we are making some good progress here with these quests. What else do we have to do? So now we've unlocked a bunch of quests over here. We've unlocked mining upgrades, ingots, an actual lumber axe made of obsidian and bone meal, as opposed to the cobblestone one we have right now. Tool upgrades, which allow us to get auto repair on it with the ball of moss, and also meteors, which a lot of these quests seem to be under the assumption that we have cobblestone. For instance, the stone barrel there and the hammers one. So I'm thinking that maybe this fish oil works as water. My original plan was to get the bucket of lava here and then go ahead and make an unlimited cobblestone generator. But then when I saw this was fish oil and not water, I got a bit dubious as to whether or not it was going to work. I'm going to try it. This could either be like the best thing I've ever done or the stupidest thing I've ever done, because it's either going to make it really easy to progress here or it's going to like hamper us because we don't have the fish oil, which I guess really isn't that bad, but it would be nice if this did actually work. Okay, so let's first of all make a chest, because we have a bunch of stuff in our inventory right now, which is clogging up space. So we'll do this. And if we put this next to the crafting station, we should be able to access all of this stuff from the crafting station as well, which is pretty nice. We'll put all that away. And we'll keep hold of our sword for now. Yeah, we can access it from there, which is kind of cool. So we have these laboratory blocks, I guess, instead. We could use these, I guess, as well. So let's put one there, and then for now, we have to break this. And the water should flow down into that spot. It does. We'll then put that there, and then when we put the lava here, cobblestone should form. Yes, it works. Okay, that is awesome. That is gonna make our lives so much easier. So, I said so a lot there. What we can do now is, if we look back in the quest book again, I am cautious, because I think this lava is also going to maybe set these saplings on fire. But if we look back in the quest book, there were a couple of quests back here that we didn't quite do. One of them is called hydration. It says, ugh, I'm getting thirsty. Perhaps it's time to grab a drink. From my past knowledge, I can make leaf cider with mashed leaves in a bottle by fermenting it on a drying rack. Leaf cider gives me much more hydration, but takes a longer time to make. So, we need to make mashed leaves. If we go ahead and type in mashed leaves into NEI, this is made using 6 saplings, 2 apples, and then 1 leather. Leather is usually fairly hard to come across, especially when you're in a barren wasteland with no visible life form apart from zombies for miles and miles and miles. But as it turns out, we do have the rotten flesh to a leather mod installed, which means if we go ahead and look in here, we can smelt zombie brains into leather, and then of course use that leather to make ourselves some mashed leaves, which can be very useful indeed. Also, in regards to our health and hunger situation, we do have the Spice of Life mod installed, which means if we were to go back downstairs and take a look at some of our food sources here, for instance, let's grab some grapes. If we hover over it, it says diminishing returns start after eating any food 50 or more times, I guess. So basically, if we eat the same food too often, it's going to start doing less health for us, which is not good, and these are incredibly good. Look at that, jeez, those grilled creeper brains restore like almost full health. What the heck? So do the hearty zombie meals. Wow. But basically, if we eat the same thing too much, it's going to do less hunger, which is not good, so we have to keep a nice variety going. So, if we were to grab that drying rack that we got earlier and stick that up on the wall, what we should be able to do is hang some zombie brains, and they should, over time, you can see at the top there, it says dryness, and then there's a percentage. Once that gets to 100%, it does take a while, we should get ourselves some rotten flesh, which is like an edible form of the zombie brains, which is pretty nice. But what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to go away. I'm going to mine a little bit more cobblestone until we have enough to make a stone hammer, a furnace, and maybe just a little bit more just in case. But I'm going to go away. I'm going to mine some cobblestone. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so we got 20 cobblestone. The first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to try and make some of that, like, mashed up leaf mixture that we had up here in the top right here. So we're going to get a furnace. We can throw that down, I guess, right about there. We'll throw in some fuel. We'll throw in 1 zombie brain. That gets us 1 piece of leather. We'll take that. And then if we go boom, boom, boom. Now, we need a few more saplings here. Do we have enough? 1, 2, 3, 4... Oh, can we do that? Oh, we can't mix and match? What? Okay, well, once we get a few more saplings, we should be able to go ahead and make some mashed leaves. In the meantime, what we can do is go and get some more saplings. Okay, what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to go away. We do need some more saplings in order to progress, really, because we need to get 6 to make the mashed leaves, and we also need 16 in order to get these little rose bushes and the dandelions over here. So I'm going to go away again. I'm going to cut down this tree, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so again, a really long time later. It actually takes forever for this watering can to actually work on these flipping trees. We do have 12 now. Again, not quite enough to get the flowers, but enough to go ahead and jump back in here and do something like this. Boom, boom. Leather in the middle. That gets us some mashed up leaves, which I think completes this quest, which gives us the choice of either a flint and steel, a fireplace, or some leaves cider. I'm going to take the fireplace, which I think is essentially just netherrack. Yeah, it's renamed netherrack. We also get a bucket of water, which we could use if we wanted to move this cobblestone generator. But for now, I'm kind of okay with it being there. We also got another little storage thing here, a water storage. So we could go ahead and get rid of this. Now, I'm not going to just yet because I'm slightly worried about our power situation when it comes to put it. Actually, yeah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna leave that there for now. We do have to push it again to take it away. We gotta be careful, because if we don't, we can just override it, which is not what we want to do. If we were to just put the next one in and push the button, it would delete this one, which would be absolutely horrible. But we do now have this guy here, which we need to combine with a glass bottle. So I think the easiest way for us to do that is going to be with Ex Nihilo. I also really like the little animation, by the way. I haven't pointed it out yet. The one that happens when you throw stuff on the floor. It kind of makes it look like they've got like a bit of, well, the pickaxe didn't, but it looks like they've got a little bit of weight to them almost. They look kind of cool throwing stuff on the floor like that. I like it. It's just a little thing. But what we can do now is we can go ahead and make ourselves a wooden hammer and a cobblestone hammer. So we'll go ahead and take some of these. We're going to need some more sticks, because we're going to need at least 4 to make ourselves the 2 sets of hammers that we're going to make. We can go like that and get ourselves a wooden hammer. We can go like this, get ourselves a stone hammer. That should go ahead and complete this quest over here, which is going to get us either a meteor proximity detector, a meteor time detector, or a meteor crash detector. I don't know. We'll come back to that one. The meteor shield is definitely going to be useful, though, because there are meteors in this mod pack, and they do crash land all around the bases and stuff like that, which can be pretty devastating, actually. So we'll go ahead and break that. That should get us gravel, which it is. And if we break this gravel down again with the hammer, we should get some sand, which we can then go ahead and smelt up into glass. And oh my gosh, we got slowness. Why? Is it just like a mob outside causing that? Oh my goodness, there's like a yellow creeper outside staring at me. I think that is exactly what caused our slowness. Let's throw you in there. That should make some of that. And then what we can do... Oh, look at this. Our monster jerky's finished. Let's see how tasty this is. Let's have a look. 2 chicken legs and almost 2 saturation. That's not terrible, but it's not really great either. And once the glass is done, we can go ahead and make ourselves a glass bottle, combine it up with our mashed leaves. That gets us bottled leaves. And then if we go ahead and stick those on the drying rack, these become dry a lot quicker than the zombie brains do. We get ourselves, boom, some leaf cider. Nice. And you'll see right now we're on 83.3% hydration. That is because this camel pack is now empty. If we were to go ahead and drink it, boom, we go back to 100. So it does at least about 20%. It might even do more than that for hydration, which is pretty awesome. That was fairly easy to make. All we got to do is like just tree farm for ages. But it worked. It's doing pretty well. We can also claim this reward at some point in the future. And with that, we've unlocked another set of quests here, which requires zombie brains, some smashed copper ore. With that, guys, I'm going to end this episode here because all of the rest of the quests need us to go mining. So what I think we will do here is we do need to level up our pickaxe here. You'll see right now we have a mining level and a skill level. The mining XP is at 28 out of 151. And right now we can only mine stone. But if we were to go ahead and level it up, it should be able to go ahead and mine more stuff. And I believe that's how the pickaxe system's supposed to work in this pack. We can go ahead and we can go start mining some copper, I think, once we level this up. Maybe. And then we can start moving on and mining higher and higher tier ores and stuff like that, which is pretty awesome. But as I said, guys, for now, I'm going to end this episode here. Thanks for watching. Between episodes, I'll do a bunch more tree farming. Hopefully, when we come back, we can go ahead and get this sanity quest done, so our sanity levels don't go too low down. But yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully, we will finish this series this time around. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.